I'm Joanna Wootten, Grant Manager of the Trust for London, and I'm also leading the Disability Justice Fund. Trust for London is thrilled to be working in partnership with the City Bridge Trust to launch this fund. This fund is £3 million, and the aim is to enable social justice for deaf and disabled Londoners who are more likely to be living in poverty by funding deaf and disabled people's organisations, sometimes known as DDPOs. We want to fund work that strengthens the abilities of deaf and disabled people's organisations to be stronger and more diverse, so they are better at fighting for change and disabled people's rights in London. Before I talk more about the fund, I just want to explain what our definition of disability is, just in case it's wider than what you think it might be. Yes, of course, it includes things like deafness and mobility impairment. It also includes neurodiversity, mental health and long-term health conditions. Your organisation can be focused on one particular condition, or it can be pan-disability. If you're not sure, feel free to ask us. Also, it's important for you to know that we will only fund organisations where 75% of the board or trustees are disabled, and if you have any staff, 50% of the paid staff or more are disabled. Plus, your organisation needs to be providing services for or working on behalf of deaf and disabled Londoners. Okay? Great. Let me tell you a bit more about what you can apply for. You can apply for small grants, less than £15,000, or large grants, maybe in partnership with other DPPOs. If you're wondering what a large grant might be, we're unlikely to fund more than £120,000 over 3 years, but feel free to ask us before making an application. You can apply for grants to cover salaries and organisational running costs, sometimes known as core costs. The important thing is about what you're trying to achieve as a result of the money. For example, if we gave you money to pay for a part-time finance officer, so he frees up the chief executive to be able to do a campaign. We're keen to fund small groups. You might be focusing on a particular impairment, or perhaps you have experience of more than one type of discrimination. For example, Black Londoners who have low vision or visually impaired or blind, or maybe a group of people who are LGBTQ+ and are also neurodiverse. The idea being to help small groups to build your collective identity and to build your ability to challenge social injustice. That's probably enough talking from me. The deadline for your application is 3rd of October, so you have got time to think about it. We will have information seminars, and our first one is on the 13th of July. We've got guidelines on our website. We've also got easy read version and audio versions. You can also book Zoom conversation with me. We're also funding Inclusion London to work with DDPO to help them think about the type of applications they might like to make. So again, of course, more information is available on our website. Last but not least, good luck.